gonna happen, mate. We're gonna do it, and when we do it, it's gonna be vicious, mate. I ain't a man dregsing with the weights. I ain't a man taking the last ounces of my soul on the scales. I've done that before. I ain't doing it no more. You can say what you want. Oh, Bellew's not in shape. Bellew looks fleshy at the weight. Bellew's just iced a man who's never been done before. Bellew just feels in absolutely fantastic shape. Bellew doesn't lose 2.5 stone no more each time for the camp. Bellew goes to the gym now 15 stone and just cuts 10 pound nice and easy. I fought Nathan Cleverly in my 16th fight, 15 fight novice. The best person I fought was Oval Mackenzie at British title level. I am now, is that 25, is that 26 fights? I've fought some of the best. I've fought the best fighter in the world in my weight class, one of the biggest pound for pound punchers in the world. I've beat guys like Isaac Chilemba, world ranked guys. Let's see who beats Isaac Chilemba. I've beat renowned punchers, Ederson Miranda. I'm not saying who's the best Ederson Miranda, I'm just saying I've beat these guys. Who's he beat? Okay, everyone's saying, well, Tony, he did beat you. He beat a guy who basically got a fight because he opened his mouth at a press conference and he sells a shitload of tickets to the Echo Arena. That's why I got that fight. Everybody thought he was going to smash me. Everyone involved with that fight thought he was going to smash me. But when he went to within an inch of losing, and it's a decision that could have been either way, he doesn't want to come near me after it. That's why he couldn't answer the question then when I said it in front of him. Just answer me this: why wouldn't you take the rematch immediately? Do you know what he said? I think he was saying what that was chain station was. That long word. I couldn't understand what he was saying. I just answered the simple question: why wouldn't you fight me the minute after the rematch happened? He wouldn't fight me because he believed he was going to knock me out, and he just believed he was going to beat me up. And that's all I've got to say about that. Well, let's do it right now. We can do it right now, you fucking rat.
Let us move on to the Bellew of the Week then, shall we? An absolute shitstorm of them, as you would expect on a week like this. Starting off with Taylor Clayton. It's that weirdo who has his photo taken with the stars, has a strange infatuation with Priscilla Presley. Who doesn't, I suppose? She's looking well.
Fucking plastic face.
Yeah.
Imagine shagging her, man. Like Polythene Pam.
In front of a radiator.
Allegedly, will be allegedly like that. For anyone that's listening tonight.
Rob, I imagine you're a big fan of Priscilla even to this day, aren't you?
Priscilla Presley, wasn't she like 13 or something when he married her? I don't know, man. That's a bit sketchy. Like,
No, I'm talking about her now, but she was good in Naked Gun anyway.
she was good at Naked Gun. She was better than Anna Nicole Smith.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Anyway,
ask that old oil tycoon what he thought about Anna Nicole Smith.
O.J. Simpson, he was having a time of his life, man. Until 93 billion, he was like, "Fuck it, I don't care about these kids. They're rich anyway."
Yeah,
some of that Anna Nicole Smith. That's what he wanted.
He dropped out.
He went out happy as Larry, man. He went out the fucking way he was supposed to when he had 93 billion. Get out the fucking door.
Steve, it's quite fitting that Rob brings up O.J. Simpson on the night when we're talking about drug tests and stuff like that. What was his nickname? Juice.
Juice.
And what happened? What happened when he was coming up? He was getting loads of black pussy. What happens when they hit mainstream fucking Hollywood? He got tons of white pussy.
Pussy for everyone. Anyway, back to
good driver as well.
Yeah. Back to Taylor Clayton. He's probably not getting much pussy, to be fair. Has been nominated from Graham Taylor 5. Officially the best boxing punditry team, undisputed, says Taylor. He then tagged in Tony Bellew, Johnny Nelson, Carl Froch and Wooly Anna. Boxing on a Saturday night would not be the same without this team presenting the big fights. Keep up the good work, guys, he said, and a little photo of them. Ricky Gravel has nominated Lukey Boxing, who we mentioned earlier, and will be a prominent feature of this Bellew of the Week segment. Lukey was talking about Manny Pacquiao's win over Keith Thurman. The cold part is, says Lukey, Thurman is a Hall of Famer. All right then, Lukey, we'll take your word on that one. Iron Fisted, and Andy, this might annoy you actually. Iron Fisted Champion has nominated _Shua SHX, who said, Roberto Duran on your list? He's like the Brandon Rios of the 80s. Roberto Duran, Andy, is the Brandon Rios of the 80s, according to Sure SH.
Fuck me.
Oh.
There he is.
He woke up.
Brandon Rios, man.
Greatest lightweight ever, Roberto Duran.
Jesus Christ, man. Even Brandon Rios would be ashamed to be named in the same sentence as Roberto Duran, man. That cunt's talking to walls. Roberto Duran's fucking got a whole country fucking living off his hands, man. Jesus Christ.
Solid nomination.
Brandon Rios.
Ted Barrett has thrown this one into me on WhatsApp. Ted is a member over at patreon.com/boxing asylum. He said, Bellew of the Week nomination, Ozzy will like this one. And it was for Thomas Taylor. Thomas Taylor, number 4. You'll always be my favourite boxer, Dave Allen. The Brown win is up there with my favourite results of all time. People's champ. Oh dear. People's champ. There you go. Kevin Watson. Talking of Brown... Ozzy, talking to Brown, he was supposed to fight Tom Little, wasn't he? And there was some problem, the card got pulled.
Yeah, absolutely disastrous. And again, these bogus promoters need to be strung up as well. So they binned off the show on Wednesday or Thursday, citing financial issues. Bear in mind, Lucas Brown and another Australian kid were over here ready. All the fighters were ready. Tickets had been sold. And then it transpires that apparently a York call wasn't even booked before. So
really?
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Fucking hell, on the Thursday.
Yeah.
What a fucking twat, man.
Who booked that show? Maxo?
Did he get Ozzy started, man?
Ozzy, that's like those mad stories when you hear of someone who forgets to... Do you remember that guy who forgot to book the wedding reception or the wedding venue? And he went to the elaborate hoax of like ringing up saying there was a bomb alert and everything on the day.
It was Kinnock Boxing who were co-promoting it with somebody else. I'm not sure what... Well, like I said, God knows what.
Was it Neil Kinnock?
To be fair, though, Kinnock has form, doesn't he, Ozzy? He's a decent promoter. He puts on shows in Scotland, so it might not have been his problem.
Yeah, it was. I don't know who. It was the other side of the promotion.
Yeah.
Binned it off.
Just cyclade, was it?
Rich Energy, they're called. Rich Energy. The
Rich Energy. Sounds legit like.
So yeah, but anyway, no. But regardless of that, obviously, it's quite amusing that a venue wasn't even booked. But the thing is that it's not as if Lucas Brown's drove down the M6 to get there or anything like that. He's flown over from fucking Australia along with this other guy and brought his team over, and we'll be going back with absolutely nothing.
Closer each day, home and away.
It's a bizarre one, that, again, the sport that keeps on giving, basically.
It reminds me, Rob, of a promoter, Maria O'Sullivan. If you remember her, she was supposed to put on shows back about 6 or 7 years ago, and she was supposed to put on 3 shows, but they kept on falling through. And she had these grandiose ideas. She was going to have stilt walkers and fire jugglers and like Irish speaking MC, and none of it ever came to pass.
Well, I know, like from years in the music business, when someone calls you to a meeting and they want to put on a show, they start talking about fire jugglers, and still that shit is not happening.
In an outdoor tent and everything.
Yeah. They're going to bring in this person or that person. Sure, yeah.
But Kevin Watson nominated the whole show for Bellew of the Week. That's why we're talking about it right now. Another one here. Anna's a vile human being, said somebody on Twitter. Always the victim, regardless of any situation. # Love Island. Ozzy, you might remember those words. It was you tweeting during the week, nominated by Barry White for Bellew of the Week.
I'll be watching it as soon as I come off this pod now.
Come on, Oz.
Barry White getting in there.
It is what it is, Oz. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. I'm watching it from a boxing perspective. We've got young prospect Tommy Fury in there.
And if he plays his cards right, he'll never have to fight again.
Exactly, mate. He already doesn't. You're already saying he's got like 300 grams worth of stuff sewn up already as soon as he steps out. So
yeah, the spin-off reality show. They go off in the caravan together.
More money from that than he will in any fight whatsoever.
Big time.
Good luck to him. Good luck to Amir Khan as well, who's on the list a couple of times. First of all, he made a video, Sky Sports. Amir Khan was misinformed regarding the Pacquiao fight. I was told the contracts between myself and Manny Pacquiao had been signed, said Amir.
Shock horror.
Box royalty.
Fucking Amir Khan, man. All the fucking people say that it's going to happen. You just know it's not going to happen. Fucking Amir Khan, man. Hey, talked himself out of Floyd fight. Talked him out of Manny Pacquiao fight. Probably talked himself out of fucking everything just about. But fuck me, man. Holy fuck.
What do you reckon, Gabe? Front runner for Amir?
It's gotta be. I called it. I mean, I don't get any fucking fight predictions right anymore. And I called this. Surely you all had to have known it was coming. I mean, Jesus. No, there's no way Manny was going to ever fight Amir Khan.
Hi, death and taxis, and Amir Khan be misinformed.
Yes, right?
Good old Amir. Coming up later on as well.
Steve, while we're at
yo.
it, I was looking at James Tony's Instagram, and in the States they have a show, Family Feud, which is the same as Family Fortunes in the UK, right?
Oh, yeah.
And this week, it's the Brawlers versus the Maulers. So on the Brawlers team, there's Antonio Tarver, Andre Berto, Danny Swift Garcia, and Josecito Lopez. And on the Maulers, it's got Clarissa Shields, Andre Ward, James Toney, and Amir Khan. Right? I just imagine how that clip is going to go. It's going to go, Clarissa Shields has said she can beat Triple G in a fight. Let's go to our survey says.
Is Les Dennis doing the presenting?
I hope
Rob?
so. I don't really know, Steve.
Oh dear. good old area. Right. Okay. So Sam Dorset has nominated Skip Bayless for talking about Floyd Mayweather. Jamie at Nutsack 007, Donny's favourite, has nominated Tom Gray for saying he wouldn't watch the Floyd versus Pacquiao fight. Here's one for Gabe. Mohamed Mia has nominated Chris Arreola. If I'm not world champion, I did nothing in my career, says Arreola. Before these two heavyweights meet in the ring, Adam Kovnacki and Chris Arreola go face to face. Definitely deserving of a face-to-face, that one. Let's get the boys sitting down, shall we? Kovnacki and Chris Arreola. It's what everybody wants to see. Sai has nominated Dillian White for Bellew of the Week. Self-explanatory nomination there. Richard Gallagher has been nominated by Big Bert. They set White up more like, says Richard. This is BS proper, 500 days overdue. They tried to chuck him under the bus again with Rivas and it failed. Now they're running out of ideas. They try this. Wilder is more protected by the money men behind the scenes. See you in Cardiff. Do as you're told. Richard Gallagher suspects a bit of fair play there. You never know. Illuminati confirmed. This is episode 333 of the Boxing Asylum podcast. That's half of 666, Rob. Just saying. Maybe a bit of a conspiracy going on here. Who knows? Let's bring up the next one. I'm talking bullshit as usual. Where are we? Oh, yes, Big Bert has nominated Eddie Hearn, saying Errol Spence was arguably pound for pound number one when he brought him over to fight Kell Brook on the Toe-to-Toe podcast. So Errol Spence was arguably pound for pound number one, says Eddie. Nomination for him. Ben has nominated Richard Gallagher as well. Hamed has nominated Ty E. Falls. Lomachenko's not off the hook. He ducked Manny, according to Mr. Falls. Just moving on through them now. Simon Kirk has been nominated by Not Available. Dillian White, don't for a second believe White knew anything about these so-called PEDs. Boxing at this class requires a lot of hard work, and no one can Denise this man, puts in 100% every time. So Simon bringing up Denise there. Chad King has nominated Lucas Brown for bringing out his own Big Daddy clothing and offering 50% off. Chad has also nominated Yordenis Ugas for going into Keith Thurman's changing rooms. David Almond nominated Dillian White for testing positive for banned substance. What else have we got here? Matt Skelton, amongst many other people. I don't know if anybody saw this. DAZN hyping up the Maurice Hooker against Ramirez fight. At the end of the press conference, they had this bizarre light show. Did anybody see it? And like these women appeared on strings. You have to go and see it on Twitter. DAZN USA tweeted it out anyway. Not your typical ending to a press conference, they said. Right about that. Matt Skelton's nominated it. Declan Graffin, nomination for Spencer X for claiming White's failed test might be contaminated. Something like the mad cow disease. Yeah, mad cow disease sounds about right, Spencer. Ian has nominated Eddie and Dillian, calling it a stitch-up, saying they hadn't slept, trying to talk quietly when people are walking past, the dodgy bastards. Donnell has been nominated by Gavin Stevens. Crazy to see so many UK fans rooting for a UK fighter and a promoter to fail, says Donald Smith. I wonder if Dillian White was to fight Bronze Bomber, who they would be rooting for. It's so important we get behind and support British boxing. This is Britain, and we should always back our own, says Donald Smith. Matt Yu has been nominated by Chad King as well. Michael Hunter had to delete a tweet. The boss told him to delete it, said Derek, after he was commenting about Dillian White testing positive. JWA has been nominated by Brian King as well for juicing comments. Just moving on. Oh, here we are. Here's Amir Khan again. He sent out a big, nice message to his beautiful wife, Miss Farial. He said, happy birthday. She's my soulmate, blah, blah, blah. My babe, my queen, my wife. 27 today. And then he changed it. She's actually 28, I meant. So Amir, on top of things as usual when it comes to the... You almost wonder how he got caught out, don't you? By the big lad coming round.
Oh my God! Well, he wasn't going to find out by the expressions on her face anyway. I'll tell you that much.
She's got the Priscilla Presley.
Allegedly.
Conor Hinchcliffe has nominated Vincent Peer. Vincent was responding to a thread. We're not going to go into this black hole. Sharon Davis, the swimmer, was talking about transgender and all that. They're arguing about transgender boxers. And Vincent Peer said, I absolutely don't care at all who runs against who. And as for boxers, there's weight classes. So if anyone makes weight, I also don't care about their genitalia or chromosomes, said Vincent. Chuck them in. Why don't you? Conor Hinchcliffe has nominated him. Lukey Boxing has been nominated by Brian King. This will get people mad, but Tevin Farmer is the closest I have seen to Pernell Whitaker since Sweet Pea left the ring, says Lukey Boxing. So Luke,
that's a fucking stinker. That is like I don't think anyone's going to top that. That is outright. Tevin Farmer. Oh man, come on.
Bob's not happy about that one, and so he shouldn't be. James Oliver has nominated Callum at AIDS Dem. About the only boxing journalist with any integrity. Fair play to Michael Benson. He's getting on the Benson train. He's lost his edge, but he's still going. Good luck to him. Pat on the head. Chad King has nominated Matchroom Boxing and Mighty Mo Hooker. I plan to make him look dumb, says Mo, ahead of his fight with Ramirez. Hashtag all or nothing. Yep, that worked out well for you. Chad Hogan, we're getting to the end here, guys, has nominated GeForce 1987. Spencer Fearon is one of the realest and knowledgeable guys in boxing. Put a sock in it. Stop seeking attention through being bitter. He was backed up by Asgi as well, who said people feel uncomfortable to debate with him simply because of his intelligence and being his own man and not a puppet. We need more to stand up and be heard. Who's he speaking up for, Rob? The future? Our kids? Why? Because he cares. Never change, brother.
Well, I tell you, if people are scared to debate him, it's not because of his intelligence anyway. I'll give you that one. Tell you that for nothing. Fucking hell. Mad cow disease.
Foot in mouth disease, more like. Richard Lodder at Super Dicky 193 has nominated the doctor Joseph Ajayo, THD PhD. Joseph was going in on Twitter today, having a go at Richard Lodder. You're an uneducated, illiterate, a white moron who does not even grasp and grab his lingua franca. Psychologically, you are cantankerous and your words are cumbersome, silly pig and ass. No messing about. White moron.
You got off a fence, eh? Fucking man.
Yeah, white moron, yeah.
White moron. Oh, man. The doctor going in. Chad Hogan has nominated Andy. People need, not you Andy, Hendo Racing. People need to remember sometimes about Eddie Hearn. There'd be hardly any boxing on TV or events to go to. Fans, you need to remember that. Eddie is a boxing god. Jake Wood has been nominated as well by Chad Hogan for going on about redheads. That's all the ones I've got. No more Bellew of the Weeks if anybody has them. Smido, anything from you?
No, I just have come back on to vote for Spencer Fearon. Definitely, 100%.
Thank you, Smido. Always good to hear from you. Andy, anything from you, sir?
Did you get one about TalkSport when they were talking about the White situation?
Oh, no, go ahead, Andy. Yeah, that was bad.
I can't mind the full details again, but it just basically says, you know, that they don't believe he's cheated or something like that, or anybody else would be able to kind of follow that one in?
I think it was John Rawling. I haven't listened to it, but it was John Rawling, Gareth A. Davis, and Johnny Nelson. Ozzy, you might have heard it. They were making it to be the victim complete whitewash, was it?
Some unbiased guys there.
Yeah, in a nutshell, yeah. White has been, I think Nelson said White has been very unlucky. Gareth A. Davis again defending him. It was, I didn't hear the full thing, but it was it was laughable, really. I mean, the fact is you got Nelson coming out saying he was unlucky. How? How can you be unlucky? What is unlucky about it? It's it's comments like that do more harm than good. Yeah, you can.
Unlucky he got caught. Unlucky it got out.
Yeah, I mean the fact is though, is that like I said, they're saying it's unlucky. These people get paid to like to give like basically insights, because they're ex-pros and stuff like that, and they come out with bullshit like that. If that was if that was Rivas who'd been busted, they'd be going absolutely booloo. They wouldn't be saying, "Oh, Oscar Rivas has been unlucky" or something like that. But the fact is, Dillian White, and he's one of the big fish at Sky's for Matchroom, and we're getting told he's unlucky. Unlucky for what? He's been caught. He's been caught for a reason, and he's certainly not unlucky.
But Ozzy, you do make a good point, because as much as we say, we know what they're like, but I mean, people like, say, my old man, for example, who's like, he doesn't even watch boxing, I wouldn't even call him a casual. He would say things to me the odd time, "Oh, I saw on Sky Sports that this is happening," and I'm thinking, yeah, exactly. I think Eddie's probably come up with that. Yeah. "Oh, they were saying on Talk Sport about this and that." That is the narrative, that's the opinion, that is what the boxing world is saying to them.
Yeah, and they're in a privileged position with a listenership of millions of people, and essentially, if you hear something like that and you're not massively clued up on the situation or the sport, you will usually take what they say as like a fair opinion. And we've got, like I said, Gareth A. Davis, Johnny Nelson, I forget who the other person was on the show, all defending a drugs cheat who, let's not forget, who has been done before and has been caught again. Yet they're telling a lot of listeners, that a lot who probably are more casual fans as well, that this guy has been unlucky.
Gabe, do you have any nominations you want to throw into the mix?
Nope.
What about you, Rob? And I pretty much know where where you're going. It looks like it's going to be Lukey this week.
Yeah, it has to be for that. That's outrageous. Like, Pernell Whitaker. Oh, Bellew of the week for the fella that robbed Chavez in Mexico City. Maybe that was kind of ironic in the week that Pernell Whitaker passed away, that Chavez got robbed himself. Someone robbed Julio Cesar Chavez Sr.'s wallet at gunpoint in Mexico City. So
Well remembered.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rob's gone for Lukey
Sweet
boxing.
Pea. You think it was a ghost of Sweet Pea coming back there?
Goes to Sweet Pea, be like, "Give me that wallet, you fucker."
Rob's gone for Lukey boxing. Smido's gone for Spencer Fearon. Eddie's been thrown in as well. Dillian White's been thrown in. Dave Allen as well. Ozzy, it's a really strong week this week. Who are you going for?
What was Allen nominated for?
That was... Oh, no, it wasn't Alan. It was your man, Thomas Taylor IV. So he was saying Dave was the people's
Alan.
champion. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not interested in him. Fearon, I'm going to go for, actually. But it's torn between the Sweet Pea one and Fearon. I mean, yeah, I'm going to go with Fearon. I mean, his comments are disgraceful. I hope he gets sued for that, because he's just throwing out basically unfounded accusations. There is nothing to suggest it. And he's not said it tongue-in-cheek. He was adamant that he has accused another fighter of juicing and failing tests. There's only been one report of that, and that's from him. So, yeah, he can have that nomination. I hope he gets, some severe repercussions from that, because you can't just be throwing out accusations like that to try and taint an argument or, like deflect some of the news elsewhere.
I think yeah, as well, right, that as well as Fearon, Eddie should get a special mention this week. As I know we've gone in on him, but he showed himself. There's a follow up to that other interview where the American guy put him under pressure, where they exchange again, and he gets so petty to the point where he's like, "I pull down this guy's trousers and I spank his bum. Do you like my bum? Do you want to see my bum?" And all this, trying to get the crowd on side with him in a really kind of petty, low way. And we also saw him have that conversation off camera, where, you know what I mean. It's audible. Parts of it are audible. You draw your own conclusions when you listen to that conversation about what's going down there. What is the miracle of all miracles? So, you know what I mean? It doesn't show. What it shows to me is that they had no intention of letting Rivas know in case that pay-per-view got scuppered, because they would have been within their rights to pull their fighter regardless of him being cleared.
Yeah.
Regardless of him being cleared, because it's their decision to make. So I think we just want to kind of sum up that that's the feeling of it. But Eddie, this has been a nightmare week for him, man. Absolute nightmare.
And then Hooker lost as well. S has
Even
thrown.
Eddie.
Hey, all right,
S,
man. You all right,
S has
dude?
thrown in Tony Bellew for doing a foreign accent, apparently. Also, Rebel Boxing, I got
Oh.
this one thrown in late. They were saying that Tony Bellew and Alexander Usyk were the two best cruiserweights since Evander Holyfield. And then they're obviously trolling and fishing. They said, David Hay fans don't at me. Well, I mean, sure, you've got David Hay, you've got Juan Carlos Gomez. Even though I'd argue Johan Pablo Hernandez all have better records than Bellew. So I think they're just fishing for responses there.
Well, props to the guy who put on Twitter. I don't know who it was, but Brian King retweeted it. It was like the one time, the one time we actually want to hear from Tony Bellew, he's disappeared.
Just leave him alone, Rob, will you?
Leave him alone.
He doesn't want to comment on this.
Tell you what, though,
It's not Tony, it's Anthony, by the way.
Anthony's not available for comment.
Go on,
it is interesting that he has not said a word on this at all. He's usually vocal, and it's a case of, like, stone him to death and get him in prison and chuck away the key and things like that. And
Yes, it's
they are praying. They are putting up prayer to Mullah, Allah, fucking Jesus, whoever God you want to pray to. By that B sample comes back negative because they want to come back to Oyos and say, fuck yous, we told you everything was fine. Right, let's get the lawsuit settled now. Oh, for fuck's sake. We were scurrying for cover, man.
Right, Oz, who are you going for then, sorry?
Fearon.
Fearon for you, that's 2 for Spence. Gabe, I'm torn between Fearon. Liked a bit of Amir Khan's work this week, and I also like Dr. Joseph coming in with a late one. Who you got for? Who you going for, Gabe?
Fearon.
Oh, Fearon looks like it could be on for him this week. Only one from Lukey Boxing, just thrown in there from Rob. Andy, the final say is yours.
It's just a strong competition this week, isn't it? But I want to go for Amir Khan because that's just what Amir Khan does. That guy has spoke so much shit to the point where he's probably lost 2 big fucking fights, right? And you're saying to yourself, why the fuck would a fight be announced between Pacquiao and Khan, regardless if Pacquiao beat Thurman or no? It made no sense business-wise. It made absolutely zero fucking sense. Why would Pacquiao stretch himself to fight twice this year as well? It's just Amir, man. Does he not fucking think? Does he not engage his brain? Does he not got people telling him you're getting taken for a ride here?
It's like the time where he said, I'm learning with Virgil. I've been sparring Andre Ward. Andre Ward was like, I never sparred Amir Khan. Obviously, I didn't mean I sparred him, but he's in the gym.
He did like fucking. What a guy that is, man. I mean, seriously. I mean, can you imagine the fucking fantasies he's? I mean, think about it. The fantasies he must have.
He doesn't give a shit, man. He doesn't give a shit. See if he said about his wife that she was into AJ and she was only a money grabber, and then he gets back with her, and he's like, "Oh, we worked it out." Like, he fucking doesn't give a fuck.
He would tackle his granny, man, if he earned a fucking few quid. I'll tell you.
Editing King in the chat says a shout out to the Pillock who compared Brandon Rios to the great Roberto Duran as well. Forgot about him. Right at the top of the show. I think it's Spencer. Everybody, give it to Spencer Fearon this week. Congratulations, Spence. You're winning awards.
You call yourself a man? You know you're a lying, low-life, motherfucking gambling degenerate prick. You know that's what you are.
Let's all be honest, man. We want to be honest, yeah. There are so many drug cheats in America. Like across all, I'm not saying about boxing, I'm saying across all sports. You need to have an independent commission for boxing.
Let's
all be honest, man. We want to be honest, yeah. You know what? Allegedly, I heard from a good source, but it's allegedly, so I don't want no one trying to sue me. But allegedly, Oscar Rivas has failed a test. This is the talk that I'm hearing. So if it has, and that comes out, then I'll say, right. I'm saying don't point the finger. Too many people point the finger at Dylan White. I'm saying, listen, you saw how elated I was. Dylan White come from the ends. Do you know what I mean? Even worse, he actually came from Jamaica where he can hold his hands up and said he had nothing and came here and made something of his life. Let's all be honest, man. We want to be honest, yeah.
I'm glad that we found out because this is a fight game. And I don't want people going into the ring with an edge physically in such a damaging sport. So in that respect, I'm very glad that we found out that this was happening with this particular fighter. And again, he's pleaded his innocence. He might have been unlucky. It might have been intentional, might have been unintentional. Doesn't matter. He's failed a drugs test, and everybody has to be dealt with in the same way.
Let's all be honest, man. You know, we want to be honest, yeah.
He could have said, "Oh yeah, I took this supplement and I didn't know." What he's done is downright cold-blooded cheating.
Let's all be honest, man. You know, we want to be honest, yeah.
This is a fight game. People have died in that ring. People get damaged for life in that ring, and to do what he has done is cowardly, in my opinion.
You're a fucking bum. You're a fucking asshole. I hope you fucking die for fucking around with the sport by taking drugs.